So you guys, that we have a new guest in the house. I was gonna let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Lar. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm so happy to be with Tuber and the gentlewoman over here.
So, Lara, what part of Nigeria are you from?
Um, a lot of people ask that question all the time. That what part of Nigeria are you from? Nigeria has three major ethnic group or three cultural things, which is Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo.
Igbo state.
So, I mean, states, it's more like a lot, like in West Nigeria, we have a lot of states in West Nigeria. Then we have a lot of states in East Nigeria, and we have a lot of states in Northern Nigeria. But Nigeria basically has a three major culture, which is the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yoruba. But I'm from the Yoruba side, which is the western side of Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Lara, how long you been in the United States?
Yeah, I've been here for like 14 years.
14?
Yes, I came to the United States 2006, April 18th, precisely.
So I can say that you're American now, right?
I mean, people think I'm American for some reason, but
you never lose the blood.
Right. But I mean, because at the end of the day, because most of one thing I learned growing up is that wherever you live, that's home for you. So America is home for me.
That's great. That's great. So, like, how's your experience living in America?
So far it's been great because if I try to recollect a lot of things I've done in this country or a lot of things that happened to me in this country, I started, I came to this country because I had a couple of my brothers living in this country. They brought me to America, and they were really doing beautiful. And this is what I tell a lot of people: when you're coming to the United States, I don't really knock nobody for coming to the United States. If you come, if you have opportunity, like I do, to have people that you can look up to. I had brothers I could look up to, and it was a little bit, or let me say a lot easier for me, because I had a lot of brothers I could look up to, and they took care of me a lot, and that was something that I'm really proud of, and I thank God for that.
That's great. That's great. So, Tuba, tell me a little bit more about yourself, your experience in America. Like, I know any foreigner who came to America, the culture shock. So how do you have that impact your life?
Well, like I said, this country is is a multi cultural or multi diverse environment. It has really sharpened and shaped up my life in so many ways. I attended school here. I've done a lot of great jobs over here, and I've met great people, and good and bad. America is really enriched with that.
That's
But about the culture, like I said, the culture is really, when I first moved down here, I really had, I was troubled with the culture, especially the way, the black men always treats, their women. It's one of the things that got me baffled, when I first moved down here.
What do you mean, how, like, black men just treat the women?
Well, I mean, like Aborigines, like, American black men. That's what I'm saying, like, having kids, not taking care of them, and always saying the system is against them. I'll say no, this system is never against nobody.
Facts.
So
If you just want to be wherever you just want to be, like when I was in uni, in my class, if I look back, I'm gonna see like a lot of women in the class. But basically, most of their men, when they came, when we first start the semester, the girl gets some loans and grants, and once they get the money, then they fall out of class. So, again, I would say, some little things, always push them to jail, to all that, and in that magnitude, they get thrown out. They don't take care of their women, like having a baby mama in Alabama, move out of there, move to Georgia, move to California tomorrow and all that. So that really, like I said, it got me baffled.
If I can cut you short though, I'm sorry.
Go
So
ahead.
this is what I'm going to say, right? I mean, in America, it's that place that you want to be and you want to learn a different thing. You want to learn a lot of cultures. You want to learn a lot of people. Because the good thing about this country is that we have a lot of people from different places, different culture. We're learning different things. I mean, when I came to this country, there are a couple of things I saw that I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought the way things I was saying wasn't my kind of style from the culture that I came from, as in Africa, Nigeria. But come think of it, at some point, I begin to look at a lot of things. I'm looking at a lot of people like, you know what? These are people that have been through a lot. Okay, so let's put it in a different perspective. We know a lot of people have been suppressed in this country. The black people have been so suppressed. I get it. I understand that, that concept about suppressing people with their beliefs and all that. One thing that when I came to this country, the first thing I learned is about the women. The women in this country are really, they're kind of people that I want to associate with. They're very entrepreneurship. They're stand-up people. They're ready to do extremely above everything any man can actually do. I think when I came to this country, I started with real estate, and when I started talking to a lot of women, they were all ready to learn from every single thing that they thought they were missing. They're the best mothers that I would ever think of in this country. They're the best women I would ever think of. They're strong, passionate, independent, and they're pushers. So that actually challenged me. That, you know what, I'm coming from Africa where we think that, men are all of that. In quotes. We just felt, in Africa we feel like, men are just everything. But when I came to America, women taught me a lot of things that, they are strong. They can do as much or even better than men. They are these people that go to school, they get everything, and they're pushers, and I respect that a lot.
That's good. So what you like I see that you just like moving your head and stuff. So I feel like you want to say something. What do you want to say? You want to just like say something about what you just said? Talk about.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely right. I think every woman is strong, but American women, we've been put in positions where we have no choice, because you have Nigerian women that's very strong, Haitian, other cultures or whatever, but they don't have the opportunity to actually speak up like American women. I've been to countries where Muslim countries, where they can't even say anything. They're getting slapped and beat and everything else. But on the far hand side of it, we was already slapped, beaten, our children taken away. I'm not talking about, my generation, but I'm talking about my great grandparents' generation. So we had to live, we had to be the mother, the father, the everything.
Yeah.
So that's when that comes in place. But at the same time, it can be a gift and a curse.
Right.
Because sometimes a man doesn't want a woman to, it's either if we too this, then we too independent. So a man have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Valerie, I'm sorry to cut you short on that. When you said men feels like women are too independent. Naturally, men don't think you guys are too independent. But the idea is this, though. I've met with a lot of American men. They're not thinking that you guys the women are too independent. African women are quite independent.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
I get you. I didn't say that. So African women don't think men or women are too independent. They in Africa. Let me give you a brief, like a scenario. I grew up from a home where my dad was the one that took care of everything, meaning that he was in charge of everything. So I grew up like that. I learned that. I'm sure Tuba did the same thing too. Your dad was the sole provider of the home. You see what I'm saying? So with America, the women understand that perspective. You know what? The men, it seems like, okay, they want to be in charge, they want to do everything. We get it. But sometimes the men needs to be able to live up to that expectation. To say, you know what? We got this. In America, we got this. Even though majority of us came to America with that mentality that, you know what, we're the men, we can do whatever we want. But I learned something about that makes American women so beautiful. It's the fact that they're so independent and they know exactly that, you know what, we can be there too. We can do the same thing. We can make you happy as a man.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I understand what you're saying. Like, that's to combine to what you just talk about. So your last question was like, you say that you guys like seeing the women in America like different, and you see how the men just have a bunch of kids and just run away from them and stuff like that. So I'm gonna ask Valerie a question right now.
Ooh.
So what do you expect from? I know they say Nigerian men like to have 2 or 3 wives.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that part?
Well, let me tell you, because actually I dated a Nigerian guy, and he was nice and everything. The reason why we didn't work is because he wanted more than one wife. And like I told him, baby, I can be Kim, Letitia, Tanya. There's no, I'm the alpha, the omega, and everything in between. There's no one before me, beneath me, or between me. It's only me. So now that we got that understood, just, so
Right.
Well, I'm high about your man, because I've met many friends, many, men, blacks or white or whatever, that possibly having like, baby mamas, like, many, well, from back home, actually, wherever, even if you're dating a girl, we are so used to, saying wife or whatever, or something like that, right?
Everybody
so over here as well, you have them like 3, 4, 5, different women,
Right.
But can I say something?
for a man.
My thing is, right, I said all that because the way I was brought up,
Right.
my mom, it was only, the man, like you see your mother and the father in the household.
Right.
That's the American way.
If you said American way, I'm sorry. If you said American way, where you brought up?
I'm brought up in Louisiana.
Oh, so you live from deep south.
Yes.
So I can understand you coming up from the deep south. Deep south is more like, what I'm saying, it's the moral things. It's moral. Meaning that, every household has a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
That's the African
That
thing.
should be,
I respect that. That's the African thing, and I can respect your logic of what you mean by a dad and a mom at home. That is very
but what I'm saying is, like the whole Nigerian thing, until you learn like y'all culture. I'm not saying like just because the way I was brought up, that doesn't make it, even though like back then I'm like, oh, that's wrong to have so many wives. But for y'all, that's the way you brought up. So if you learn your history, you had plenty of kings that had multiple wives for different situations. It took me a while to get that, but that's not what I do. But I'm going to respect the fact that that's with me.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let me say something before you get into the issue. This is what it is. The Nigerian or the African of this day, there's no such thing about as marrying more than one wife. The African of today, Nigerian, African, Congo, Cameroon, whatever, there's no such thing about, what you're dealing with, married in quotes, more than one woman. There's no such thing in Africa. our parents in Africa, though, you would actually find, what I mean, people who would want to marry one wife. They're the.
I mean, people in
Religion is something that brings them into that.
Yeah, and at the same time, religion, that proves how wealthy you are.
Most of the time, it's a most
those
to be honest with you, I mean, you're right.
The more kids you get, the more wives and all that.
But to be honest with you, I would go into polygamy. Yes, I would go into polygamy. But one thing is that in America, if you go to Utah as an example, they allow you to have more than one woman. Even not even Utah alone. Even in the regular DMV, like Maryland, Virginia, whatever, there's what they call polygamy. Meaning that you can just go to school, like you can have a class, study that thing, but you're not going to get married to them. You only get married to one, the rest of them.
The rest will be.
So they call it like a polygamy kind of thing. It's an arrangement. So that thing is coming back to America, and to be honest with you, in about maybe we're talking about 2-3 years, America is going to go into polygamy in full force.
Of course.
All right. So, Toba, I have a question for you. So, like, when you like practice, like, if you have money, you say that's probably like depends how your pocket look like.
Yeah.
So, if you have a lot of money, will you just practice polygamy?
No.
No.
Because I came from a polygamous family. I know, what it means. It takes an extraordinary, thing actually to unite a family being under, a polygamous umbrella. Because especially nowadays that, we've had, this is a jet age, right? And nobody just want to shoulder out, carry a lot of, bullshit and stuff like that. People getting stressed out, easily, people committing suicide, and not only about money, So I would not.
It will not.
So to buttress your point, in Africa, we only have maybe 30% of the generation that are into polygamy.
Yes.
In Nigeria,
less than
30% that have more than
very,
one.
very less.
Right. So
that's what is going on in Nigeria.
Very. So I know for having different culture, like you say, we did it in Nigerian men.
Yeah.
So what was that life about? Where that what experience? Now we don't want to go too deep.
Nigerian men are always caring, loving,
just a little bit
financially
for the
buoyant and independent, to do anything.
Yeah, the Nigerian guy, he was fine. It was a cultural difference. I mean, it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, with anything or whatever, and we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Right.
But overall, he was a great person. But the wives thing, that was just not my.
That's just a push off for you.
Yeah. So that was.
I mean, that was really cool though. To come think of it, I mean, sometimes we have people like that they're exceptional.
Yeah.
A regular Nigerian man would never tell you or talk to you about polygamy. Never.
Oh, no, yeah.
In America, there's never. I mean, you would see less than 1% of Nigerians in America talking about polygamy. But to be honest with you, I would take it.
Well, why is that?
Okay, so this is what I thought about, right? Someone like me, I mean, I've been around, I enjoy being around a lot of large family. Right now, I only have a son, just one child. When I was growing up, I dreamt about having a very large family, 12 kids. But when I came into this system, I understood that there was a couple of things that I learned. That, I can't just have kids with nobody. Because number one, education has taught me a lot of things. I mean, I went to school in London, I went to school in Nigeria, I went to school in America. That has taught me a lot of things that, there are a couple of things I cannot just dabble into, because at the end of the day, these are expenses that are very, very important. I mean, I came from a home that believed in one thing. As a man, your responsibility is to make sure that you're taking care of everybody in your household.
That's how it's supposed
And that's the way that's where I've always been all my life since I came to America. I've dated, a couple of people. I've been into marriage, divorce. That's like 4 years ago. I was responsible 100% of the bill in my home when I was married.
That's it.
So that's what I was brought up. So when I thought about that, I'm not doing that anymore. I just want the fact that I can be with a woman. I don't need you to completely contribute, but appreciate the fact that I'm doing everything 100%.
So, you want a large family? You say you want more?
I wouldn't mind to have a large family. Like
so, I mean, like, not to be, you can edit this part out. How many kids you
No,
have?
do not edit it. That's okay.
You say you wanted 12 kids?
I wouldn't mind having 12, but I can't go as far as 12 anymore. You see what I'm saying?
How many kids you have?
Only one.
Oh.
Do not edit anything. So I only have one right now, but this is what I was thinking, right? Let me be honest with you. So when you have people around you that believe in you, and I believe in bringing people up, I believe in adding value to people.
That's good.
So my life is all about, you know what, if I have 20 women in the house, 10 women, one person, my responsibility to make sure that I'm adding value to you.
Yeah.
So if I can add a lot of value to you, you know what that they said, give a woman anything, she will reproduce it in 10 folds. Give a woman a sperm, she will bring you a child. Bring a woman money, she will make food for you. So that's the way I believe. So I want to say, woman, would I say that, you know what, if I'm extending that hand of, bringing her up, bringing it back, bringing something big to the house, that's what I want to say.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Remember that conversation we were saying about Cardi B? Can I say
Oh
that?
yes, you can just free to talk. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad y'all said whatever y'all said about women, because we got the new generational woman.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all heard the Cardi B song with Megan Thee Stallion, the WAP song.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So in one of her lyrics, she said, "I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me show you how I got this ring."
Okay.
So nowadays, and the women, like, they'll tell you, like, I ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
I'm not having your children. Like, I might have a child, but I ain't doing. I ain't cooking. I ain't cleaning. I mean, you still going whatever. You still going buy me Birkin and. So what do y'all think about that?
Okay, so let me jump in. You want to jump in? You want to jump in first? Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. She said she don't cook, she don't do all of that, but she got his ring. Did she tell you why she got the ring without doing none of that? No.
She said it in the song.
You see that? But the truth is this. You know what they call motivational speakers? They tell you whatever they want to tell you. That's a motivational speaking.
Wait.
Let me finish up.
Okay, go ahead.
That's motivational speaking. She's just trying to bring people in because of the song. It's about the song. She wants to sell the song. But the idea is this. If you go to her house, have you ever seen her in a regular
self?
Yeah.
Like, is she not cleaning? Is she not cooking?
Does.
You don't know none of that.
Okay,
let me give you. So the problem I have with a lot of people is that they listen to song, they don't know the real life.
No man is gonna put an idiot, in the house.
People listen to the song, they don't know the story. So let me give you an example. I'm sorry, Valerie. There was something that I saw. That was when McCain, God bless his soul, Senator McCain, when he was contesting for the president of the United States. That time he got a vice president called Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was a woman, all of that. Governor, she was a governor at that time. They showed a documentary at her house with her suit on. She was cooking at home, and the husband, Todd, was reading paper with his leg crossed. And that was the governor of the United States, governor of Alaska, cooking while the husband was reading paper.
No man just wants.
So most people listen to his song, but they don't know the story.
Okay, so my thing is, right, all right, I understand no man wants that. I get that. But the thing is, though,
Absolutely not.
like, you might not want that. The girl next door, the wholesome girl that might do all the cooking and the cleaning and everything else, but you have men that'll go to the Cardi B's, and I'm not saying Cardi B put it in the song or whatever, because she gives me sex, she got that bomb ass head, she don't all this or whatever, right? You feel what I'm saying? So you want the guy want the materialistic chick on his arm that does the freaky stuff and everything else. And you have a lot of guys, a lot of men like that. No matter what culture. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying?
Thank
like,
you for
and
saying
that's
no matter the culture.
No matter what culture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just what it is.
Right.
They still like, you know, it's just they want the explicit. So it's just like you might have the girl that's at home that's doing all that, but she might not look like, you know, she might just be a, you might have the girl that's a 10, that's a baddie, that you know what a baddie is.
Right.
Yeah, she a baddie, but you might have a mediocre chick that's doing everything.
Right.
And she gets the least respect.
Right.
She bury your children.
Right.
She cooks, she cleans, she 9 to 5.
Okay.
But you had this little tramp.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, doing all, but why do you guys go for that?
Okay, listen, thank you so much, Valerie, for bringing up that. And to be honest with you, let me be honest with you. When it comes to guys, we believe in one thing. I mean, a lot of women will just want to like think like a guy, or I mean, act like a guy, but they can't think like a man. This is what it is. I've never seen, I don't know, maybe there are some men out there that will be like that. I've never seen a man who will love body-ass woman just for all of that.
Yeah.
And have a woman. So the idea is this.
You know,
I can
Just two wives.
Just to fuck alone.
Let me tell you what men do.
Other responsibilities, no.
Right.
No.
Let me tell you what men do.
No man.
I'm telling you from a perspective of a man. We love that one in the house, doing all that. Love. Understand the word love. We love down, but you see the one outside that we felt like we were going back to all the time. That's what it is. No secret. When I mean, there's no. See, if you call me, if I'm with that woman that all I get from her is a body, that I felt that she's all that, she fucked me, real good, do whatever.
But she keep going back to them.
I'm going back to her, but when there's a security issue, the first person I go to is the one in the house.
It's true. But
Listen.
listen, you might go back home, but the one back home, because I didn't had a lot of guys say, well, damn, you know, my wife, man, she mounted that, she do all this, but the one that's giving me the sex, I don't get none of that.
But you're getting the man, you're getting the woman that's.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right. You're getting the woman. No, listen. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. You're getting the woman in the house that's not giving me peace. That's different. If I have let me tell you what men want. Give me peace. Even though I'm messing up, I'm not being responsible with you at home. But if I get peace from you at home, I could do whatever I'm doing, whatever. But men want to go outside to get peace. If you give me stress, I'm going outside to get it.
Alright, so I think Tuba want to say something.
Well, I mean, just only to buttress, you know, what Lan, you know, she has been talking about. Like, to my own view, no man, you know, we ever leave a responsible woman and say, okay, I'm running after a woman that what get only is just only sex, right? There's no way the bond with a woman, you know, that gives you everything, you know, it's always there. The respect is always there. But just only because the way we men, we're being wired, is, you know, is basically, we are not all that, you know, expressive and, you know, that kind of loving and, you know, letting those women really understand or, you know, really hears, you know, what's or how we feel about them, right? Fine, every man, you know, just want to run, well, maybe a lot of men, they just want to run after, okay, let me leave home, then, you know, run after this one that gives me booty or something like that. But trust me, behind his mind, you know, all he's got, you know, is right there, back home.
Men are not loyal.
You know,
to be honest with you,
is
naturally men are not loyal.
If you really,
Yo,
even